Today we got a story of probably one of the most spoiled kids to ever live on planet Earth. I'm not even kidding. Strap in, subscribe if you like stories, and let's call today's subscriber Benson. I think that is a real name. I'm just thinking of Benson from Regular Show. That show is gas. But anyways, this all happens one day when Benson is chilling in class, and there's this kid in his class who we're just going to call the spoiled kid. He doesn't even deserve a name, bro. He's just getting the name spoiled kid. But anyways, right about halfway through the school year, this new girl moves into the neighborhood, and everyone's trying to impress her. Like, everyone thinks she's so pretty or whatever. And on her first day in, she's like, hi guys, my name is, let's call her Kate, right? Hi guys, my name's Kate, I'm new to the neighborhood. And everyone's like, hi Kate, nice to meet you. And yeah, some of the guys are trying to talk to her, maybe for not the reason of oh, I just want to make sure you feel comfortable in the new neighborhood. Maybe because they just find, I don't know, maybe because they just find her pretty. But either way, they're not being weird about it. They're being pretty chill about it, which is all you need. However, there's one guy who is not being chill in the slightest, and his name is the spoiled kid. So anyways, right, on the first day that the new girl Kate is in class, in between class, right, she's going to walk to her other class. And the thing is, right, Benson and Kate have the same class. Benson doesn't necessarily go and walk with her. He's just well, if we become friends, we become friends. But I'm just going to give her space, whatever. She's trying to figure things out. But Benson watches as the spoiled kid runs up to her and says, hello, my name is, I'm just going to say the spoiled kid. My name is Spoiled Kid. Welcome to the school. I basically run the school. And Benson's like, bro, everyone here hates you. What are you even saying, dude? That's laughable at best. But anyways, he's like, yeah, I kind of run the school. And she's like, oh, haha, okay. What am I supposed to do with that information besides say, okay, man, nice, I guess. So the spoiled kid immediately says, so you're new to the area? And, Kate is like, yeah, I just moved in with my family a week ago, and this is my first day at the school here. I haven't really had the time to explore the area. And the spoiled kid's like, oh, that's awesome. So I can totally show you around. And Kate kind of understands, kind of what he's trying to say. He's definitely trying to, I don't know, he's definitely hitting on her right now. But Kate's kind of just oh, well, I appreciate the offer. What are the places you think I should go? And he's like, oh, I could totally take you on them, but it's got to be a date. We totally got to, make out, too. At this point, Kate is like, no. I'm not getting pushed around like this by this obviously annoying kid. And Kate kind of realized this kid was both spoiled and also not liked by anyone. So she's like, I'm sorry, I don't think I like you that way. If you have any good recommendations, though, of places that are good around town, then let me know. And the spoiled kid is like, ugh, you're ugly anyways, and storms off. And Kate, Kate's a good trooper. She's just like, lol, okay. Because look, at the end of the day, the spoiled kid obviously didn't think that she was ugly because his intentions of talking to her was, because he didn't think she was ugly. That was legit the only reason why the spoiled kid was talking to her in the first place. So obviously he just said that because he was angry. However, right, Benson was not a big fan of this. He was like, all right, the spoiled kid is known as a jerk, but this girl is new and she rejected him fairly nicely. And, he went on a rage and called her ugly. So as the spoiled kid was storming off, Benson's like, hey, and the spoiled kid's like, what do you want, kid? It's so funny when someone your age calls you kid, bro. Just a little bit of a side note. I've always thought that was hilarious. But anyways, Benson's like, bro, she's this girl is new here. I heard that you called her ugly. You can't be doing that. That's mad disrespectful and it looks bad for all of us. This girl is new. She rejected you nicely. That's not cool that you called her ugly. Spoiled kid says, yeah, bro, what are you gonna do about it? And the thing is, right, Benson's not gonna fight him, but Benson's just like, dude, you're such a jerk and no one here likes you. So the spoiled kid doesn't like hearing that. So the spoiled kid decides, I'm gonna own this kid, I'm gonna do something pretty crazy. So there's a few people that are starting to gather around because they're like, oh my god, these two kids are fighting, let me watch. And so there's a couple kids there, and the spoiled kid is like, ow, he hit me. And Benson's like, bro, I didn't touch you, bro. And everyone else watching was like, dude, he was like 5 feet away from you. And the spoiled kid's like, no, he punched me. And then the spoiled kid turns to Benson's like, do you know who my father is? He's a very, very rich lawyer, and he will destroy you and your family. We'll take every cent from you. And Benson's like, yeah, right. And, the spoiled kid's like, oh, my arm, it hurts so much. And these witnesses, they're your best friends. So, of course, they're going to lie. The witnesses are like, dude, we don't even know you guys. They were like kids in the older class. And Benson's like, that's not what my father will be able to argue, as he's done this before. Basically, what the spoiled kid was trying to tell Benson was that, he was going to tell his dad to sue Benson for hitting him, right, for assaulting him, basically, even when there was no proof. And apparently, his dad was good enough and was able to manipulate stuff well enough that he's done this in the past for the spoiled kid. And spoiled kid's like, wow, if you don't do exactly what I say, I will sue you. And then the spoiled kid, is like, by the way, check your text messages in 20 minutes. And Benson is just like, what? Like, what on earth is going on? So the spoiled kid walks away and limps away. And is like, oh, I've been beaten up. Oh. So Benson's like, bro, this kid is cringe and annoying and super spoiled and entitled. I don't even care. But he gets a text message from a random number. Apparently the spoiled kid was asking around and eventually got Benson's number. And it was a link to a court case that was on a local news thing. And this case was talking about Benson's dad, and was talking about Benson too, and was talking about another kid who allegedly attacked Benson, and there was tons of medical damages, and the family was sued successfully. And Benson's starting to realize, or not attack Benson, attack the spoiled kid. And Benson's starting to realize that the spoiled kid isn't bluffing. Apparently, Benson didn't know, because the article didn't say he faked it. The article was oh, he was attacked and medical damages, were sued and won. Apparently, right, Benson was starting to realize that the spoiled kid, his dad would basically, whenever the spoiled kid hated someone or got in a fight with someone, would pretend to be attacked, and then his dad, the super magic lawyer dude, would be able to sue the family and win. Maybe it doesn't work every time, but Benson started to get pretty scared, because the thing is, he knew that his parents couldn't take something like that, it was just way too expensive for them, and that they would really be screwed if anything like that ever happened. So Benson was pretty scared. Real quick, comment spoiled down below if you want to heart on your comment. I'll try to heart every comment that said spoiled, as spoiled is a secret word of the day. And by the way, if you're binge watching my videos, watching a ton of them, maybe putting on a playlist, maybe even going to sleep with a playlist on, wink wink, nod nod, let me know in the comments so I can say thank you, as that is that boosts my channel more than you can ever believe. It'll help us hit 500K faster, and I do appreciate you. But anyways, so for the next week or so, Benson is in complete fear of the spoiled kid, because the spoiled kid basically has told him, my dad will sue your parents. And the thing is, right, even if they don't necessarily win, Benson knows that being in a prolonged court case is super expensive. Yeah, I guess you could have the state lawyers or whatever, but then there's a higher chance they'd lose. But if they had better lawyers, then maybe they would maybe they'd still lose, but either way they'd be very expensive. So Benson right now is in a really bad position, where he feels as if that he needs to basically take all the crap from the spoiled kid and not be able to do anything in return. It's a pretty terrible situation, and of course the spoiled kid is taking advantage of it every chance he can get. So this bullying starts immediately, almost, as the next day, the bully is not the bully, but I mean, I guess he is a bully, but the spoiled kid goes up to Benson and basically says, so how's it feel to be so poor? And Benson's like, what? And the spoiled kid's like, how's it feel to be so poor? And Benson's like, you don't want to mess with me. And the spoiled kid's like, did you not see my text? And Benson just literally has to grimace. He's literally in such a bad position right now. He just looks at him and he just snarls. And the spoiled kid, realizing that Benson, or not realizing, but seeing that Benson can't fight back, is like, oh no, you guys are so poor and I'm so rich. This kid is legit Eric Cartman, bro. I swear to God. But now he's like, oh no, how's it feel? Oh my God, you can't do anything because you know that you'll lose all your money and you can't afford it because my dad will sue you and take everything you got for the damages you did to my little arm. Oh, he's so mad. And Benson was just he was just gritting his teeth. He was like, I just need to make it through this. I just basically need to power through this. There's nothing I can do, unfortunately. This is awful, but what am I going to do? So anyways, the next day rolls around, and sure enough, right, the spoiled kid is back. And he's like, "Oh, Benson, how's it going, buddy?" Benson's like, "Hello, spoiled kid." And the spoiled kid is like, "Oh, wouldn't it be a shame?" And because they're basically at their lockers right now. If you don't know a locker, I don't know if you don't have a locker at your school. It's where you put your backpack. It's where you put whatever. And while the locker was locked, while Benson's locker was locked, there was like a grate, basically like an air vent. I don't totally know why, maybe just for general ventilation. And the spoiled kid's like, "Oh man, wouldn't it be so bad?" And the spoiled kid takes this like kind of mushy banana and slams it into the grate of Benson's locker and starts rubbing it around so that all the gross banana mush would both get stuck in the vent, but also kind of seep down and also be gross on the front. He's like, "Oh no, Benson, this is so sad. Your locker's disgusting and vile now. Oh no." And Benson is just like, "I swear to God, bro, like, you don't understand what you're doing." And the spoiled kid's like, "Oh, what are you going to do about it, Benson? Oh, no." Keeps rubbing the locker and like the banana. And, "Oh, no, Benson. Oh, this is so sad." Benson is so mad at this point. So eventually, right, Benson, later that day, he calls up one of his friends who goes to the school. And he's like, "Man, I got to talk to you." Explains the entire story I just told you. And the friend is like, "Oh my God, this kid is a psychopath and he legitimately needs to be stopped. And you need to be freed from this kind of cycle of hell because you're going to break and then he's going to sue you. And all of that like nonsense would have been for nothing." And so Benson and him are like, "All right, we need some way to counter him. How are we going to counter him?" So they think about it for the second. And they're like, "Wait a minute. Like, what if we catch him on camera doing something terrible?" So the plan is now that Benson's friend will kind of follow around Benson, but kind of from afar, kind of like know where Benson is walking out of class. Because like he's not going to follow him in class. The spoiled kid doesn't have any classes with Benson, I do believe. I'm not 100% sure. But the idea is like he'll follow around Benson when the spoiled kid is most likely to like taunt him or whatever. And hopefully be able to catch something incriminating on camera. So the next day rolls around and Benson's friend is watching the whole thing on camera. He's recording it and just like he'll delete the footage if it doesn't like have anything valuable just to save space, but he's just trying to catch something good. So the spoiled kid comes up to him. He's like, "Oh, Benson. Oh, hi there, Benson. Look who's back." And the spoiled kid makes a huge mistake because he has no idea that he's being watched by Benson's friend and being recorded. And the spoiled kid takes Benson and slams him against the locker. He's like, "Oh, Benson, why did you fall into the locker like that?" And then, like, he just balls up his fist and boom, gives him a big punch in the stomach. At this point, right, Benson is in a bit of pain, but he's mostly in joy. He's mostly in euphoria right now. And you know why? Because Benson knows that he just got recorded attacking Benson. That the spoiled kid who claimed that Benson attacked him now attacked him back unprovoked. And that the spoiled kid tried to do anything, Benson would have video proof against the spoiled kid's lack of video proof. And Benson's like, "Oh man, you just messed up huge." And the spoiled kid's like, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" And the spoiled kid's like, and Benson's like, "You're screwed, bro." And he starts laughing. And the spoiled kid is like, "Bro, what do you mean by that, Benson? What do you mean? You know that like my dad will sue you. Tell me, or you're getting sued. Tell me. And Benson's like, "For once, you're not going to get everything that you've ever wanted." And the spoiled kid's like, "Dude, you're just trying to psych me out. You have nothing on me." And that's when Benson's friend walks out. And he walks out and he starts like slow clapping. He's like, "Bravo, spoiled kid. You just played yourself." Spoiled kid's like, "What are you talking about, man? I don't know who you are." And the guy's like, "I've already uploaded the video to the cloud, so it doesn't matter if you take my photo and my camera and try and delete it. But I just took a video of you attacking my friend, slamming him against his locker and punching him unprovoked. And I have it on video. And yes, it is very clearly you. And it is very clearly my friend. So, what is your move, spoiled kid?" And at this point, right, the spoiled kid had never had this situation happen before. So he's like, "What? You're getting sued too. Ow, you punched me as well." And the thing is, right, here's the best thing, bro. Benson's friend never stopped recording. So Benson's friend is like, you just played yourself again. I'm still recording. And he stops the recording, uploads it to the cloud again, and is like, I just caught you on camera attacking my friend. And I also just caught you on camera faking getting attacked. If you try and bring us to court, you're getting slammed. And the spoiled kid is like, starts like seething so hard. He's like, what? No, you can't do this to me. No. And the spoiled kid literally starts crying. He sits there like, and Benson and Benson's friend just look at each other like, my God, the real world is going to hit this guy like a freaking train, bro. This is not even funny anymore. So basically Benson says, hey man, we're not going to report you. We're not going to do any of this. But if you do anything, and I mean anything, against me, my friend, or even if you're a jerk to anyone else,